going to call this meeting to order. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you don't mind and you'd like, please go ahead and stand up and we'll start the word of prayer and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Miss Janine, go ahead.
Everybody bow their heads, please. Lord, we thank you for this gathering again. Help us to be cognizant of what the needs of New Ellenton are, and help us to do what is needed for our constituents. We thank you for the harmony of this council. We thank you for the love of this council, and we pray that you'll watch over the city of New Ellenton. Help us to be faithful to what you have given us, God. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carter, would you start us off with roll call, please?
Carter Ryan. Geneva Jackson.
Ashley Morgan. Kimberly Williams.
Elvira Johnson Holly.
Jeff White.
Carl could not make it tonight, so he's not going to be joining us. All right. We're going to start off with comments from the public. The first one up is Miss Kim Ray. She's the candidate for office to the District 86. Ms. Ray?
Thank you. This is my 5th time speaking, so I still get the nerves. It's nothing like public speaking at USDA, that's for sure. I don't know what it is. Okay, but I just want to highlight some things. I've got a lot I want to do at the State House. So my name is Kim Ray. I am candidate for South Carolina House of Reps, District 86, which is your district, and a whole lot of other places. I'm honored to be here with y'all. I believe our communities deserve practical leaderships that put families first. I've been married 31 years to an Air Force veteran and we were 15 years as a cattle rancher. I have 2 daughters and 1 grandbaby. I went to Aiken High, received a Bachelor of Science in Business at USC Aiken. I've been a licensed realtor and an accountant for over 30 years. I serve as the state political coordinator for South Carolina Realtors in Senate District 24, which is also true. People deserve to know the heart and the work ethic of each candidate. And I spent my life working with integrity, dedication, and purpose. I worked as a treasurer for 2 years for 2 organizations and served as an RPAC trustee for 3 years. During this time, I became passionate about politics. And I want to take my experience as a business owner, a finance major, and a treasurer to the State House. I think that would be we don't have a lot of those. We have a lot of lawyers, but we don't have a lot of treasurers but people that do budgets and things like that. Okay. I want to skip over some of these things, but 2 things I want to highlight real quick is I want to do progressive stuff. Like the largest landowner in South Carolina is the state, is South Carolina. And even though the federal government does funding for like the interstate system, we maintain it and we pay for it. So I want to do progressive stuff like get a Buc-ee's or get a Circle K or we just name the names. It doesn't have to be, any type of gas station. On the side, you've seen states where they're there. You pull in, you can use that. The state will lease it to those people. Cell towers, why not release interstates? Lease the cell tower property and get revenue to the state. All of these things can generate revenue. And the reason I'm saying that is because we need to get money. We need to get money back in our pocketbook. One of the other things is I want to eliminate your personal property tax on your home. The government should never take that away. And how I want to do it is Florida has a tourism tax that's larger than ours. They're 4.5% to 8.5%. Ours is at 3%. If we raise our tourism tax, we could put back money in every household. Florida does it in up to $2,000, around $1,760 to $2,000 of every household comes back because of that tourism tax. That's less of a tax burden that they pay. So there's a lot of things I want to work on. In the state, like they had set on the homestead exemption, raising that value from $50,000 to $150,000, and it's sat there and buried in Ways and Means Committee for 2.5 months, and now they're out of session. Yeah, did not go through, and that would have helped so many of the seniors. But there's things that they sit on, and it just drives me crazy because I'm a businesswoman and I want to handle it. I want to take care of it. So there's lots of things that ideas I've got. If you follow me on Facebook, I have a Facebook page, Kim Ray for SC House, and I gave y'all my card. And thank y'all for letting me talk. I'm passionate about it. I'm sorry.
Thank you for stepping up and running.
Yes. Oh, and I want to tell y'all this. Only 5.5 million people live in South Carolina, but half of those vote. And y'all may know this already, but I've been enlightened to so much. But half of them vote. And in the primary, only less than 15% vote. And we got to get people voting, especially the young people. So I'm passionate about that too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Yes.
You do look like your dad, Johnny.
Oh, thank you. Oh, dude, everybody says my mom.
I see your dad in it.
He died of COVID.
I know, yeah. Yep. He's Johnny. Played golf with him a lot.
I don't know if that was good or bad. He was a competitive man.
Next up is Tina Thomas. She's going to give some Christ Central updates this evening.
Well, hello and good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am honored to be here to speak before the council and say, New Ellenton, we're still up and running with our food pantry. As a matter of fact, we have this Wednesday, we have our food pantry doors will be open at 11 a.m. and it will last till 2 p.m. And anyone is out here in New Ellenton, in our surrounding area, is welcome to come out to pick up their food box. So we ask those who are in our community, come and get your box. It's waiting on you. We have served this past month in April, we served maybe over 60, and then also with the emergency food box, we're serving like anywhere from 50 to almost 100 people for emergency food. People are really hungry and they are in need. So we just ask them to come on out. Also Thursday, we have our summer feast with Golden Harvest they're doing here in our community. We thank God for them coming and helping and assisting for our summer with the children, that the parents can come out and they can be a part of something great to get a food box. Also here at Christ Central, we still have our clothes closet, fashionable. We have new clothes, used clothes, every clothes that you can think. We have jewelry, accessories, purse, watch, we have it all.
We have a wedding dress.
Yes, we do. And we have prom dress. So if you have not been into your prom yet, if you're looking for prom dresses for suits for the children for prom, you got it. Also, on top of that, our Girl Scouts are doing well. They are looking forward to helping Christ Central with their Growing Hands Garden. So they are in their new sessions where they're getting ready to prepare for the summer. They will carry into the fall, and they will start their season over. Along with that, we have a few more projects that's coming up that we'll announce later in the year. Right now, we have our Hope Academy coming. New Ellenton, we have been starving for our children to continue to be educated. We have been passionate about our children learning. And so we just wanted to welcome the youth who's feeling left out in high school. You don't have to drop out. You can continue on. And along with that, continuing process, we have the WIOA who has partnered with us to make sure not only you graduate and succeed in life, but you come along and you pick up a trade and you make money.
All right, that's awesome.
So we're so grateful for that. And if I miss any other announcement, I will come back in the next meeting and let you know.
Thank you.
And that concludes my announcement.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is our approval of the council minutes from our regular meeting minutes of April 20th, 2026. Everybody have a chance to look over that? All right.
I make a motion to approve the meeting from the last council meeting.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right, we'll start with old business next. Is the approval to purchase a tractor for the sewer plant, streets and roads, and used from the CPST-NE 4-6, funding at no more than $100,000. The last quote did not include sales tax. That's why we're doing this again.
Yeah, sorry about that. There was a large difference when you included the sales tax. They thought we were tax-free, and I'm, no, we have paid sales tax. So anyway, I would expect it's probably going to be around 98,000, but I just put no more than 100,000. So we should be good to go with that if you'll just please accept that so we can move forward with this one.
And that's getting it from the same place.
Still the same place. It's just, yeah.
Gotta pay those taxes.
Yeah.
Unless Tim's gonna end up with different
That was one of my things. I left out two big things, business taxes.
Okay. Well, you have all that on your Facebook
Yes,
page,
I
so
do.
yeah, we'll all be taking a look at that tonight. All right, so do I have a motion to approve the purchase of the tractor of no more than $100,000?
I make a motion to approve the purchase this tractor for the sewage plant, street and road.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? There goes our tax money. New business. First up is the approval of Vincent Bush to be appointed to the Planning Commission. Vincent was not able to make it here tonight, but he is willing to step up and help us out on the Planning Commission. He is a resident of our community and has been working, actually he's been doing some work up at Christ Central. He's been helping with the food ministry and stuff there, and he heard that we were in need of additional people on our two committees, so if anybody.
How many more we need lacking now?
One more. We need one more on the planning commission.
One more.
Okay.
Do I have anybody that would like to make a motion to approve Vincent Bush to be appointed to Planning Commission? I make a motion to approve Vincent Bush to be appointed. Do I have a second?
I second, Mr. Vincent Bush approved to the planning commission.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Next is the approval for the police department to go to Motorola Flex for report system in July 2026. Do you have anything you'd like to say about that portion, Robert?
Again, just to give a little more information on that, that is the same system that the Aiken County Sheriff's Office currently utilizes. It is going to allow us to communicate with them a lot better and more effectively. Most of all, it's going to promote officer safety. So, again, we're going to have a lot more access to information sharing between the two agencies that moving forward is going to make our jobs, both for them and us, a lot safer.
Do I have a motion to approve the police department to go to Motorola Flex for reporting system? Make a motion to approve the police department to go to Motorola. Do I have a second?
I'll second
Any discussion? All in favor? MOU-CMS court case management system to begin in FY '27, starting July 2026. It's you again.
Yes, ma'am, it is. So this is going to be the court module that will allow for all of our court paperwork to be submitted. It's on a state database that will be a lot more fluid and again, consistent with the Aiken County Sheriff's Office and other agencies within.
And as I had told you all, I already have all those in the budget.
it. Yeah, that was what I thought I heard.
Yes, I have already included it, already in the budget, yes.
Do we have to approve this, or is this just information on this, because I don't have approval beside that? Do we need to go ahead and
Yeah, it
take a
is.
vote on that?
Yeah, there should be, I mean, yeah, approval, yes, we
Okay,
do
I
have
just
the
wanted
approval,
to
sorry.
double make sure. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the MOU CMS court case management system to begin in fiscal FY '27?
I'll make a motion to approve the CMS court case management system.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I was wondering about the provisions. Are we okay with, supporting this system? Do we have things in place to support it there? This management system?
Yes,
And if I can interject, everything's already in place.
Okay.
It's predominantly a web-based system. We're already keeping a hard copy of the records already.
Okay.
We'll just be entering them into that web-based system. And our court clerk's already familiar with it, as she also works with Aiken County.
Right.
So
Okay.
there won't be any hesitation or issues going to it, as she's going to help us transition.
yeah. She's gonna train the ladies up front too, so that,
Very good.
So we're just gonna pay the $3,500 in July?
Correct.
yeah,
Okay.
and that'll be a yearly $3,500.
That would be the recurring, yes, ma'am.
So I have one question. This database data include New Ellenton and Aiken, if that's what?
So again, it's a statewide
Yes.
SC
Right, okay.
force. This is what it would entail.
Statewide, okay.
And give you more flexibility also, right?
And more
That,
people
anybody
in
would be able to look up that information, they would
Exactly.
be able to put it in online, they could enter their ticket number, they could be able to pay it online. It's a lot more streamlined
Right,
than
more
what we
visible,
currently are using.
more visible of what you're doing, okay.
There will be access to our old system, right?
Correct. So what our old system that we have now, again, this goes for what's being replaced by Motorola Flex as well. All of that information is server-based that we have here in our building. That is information that we own, so it's not going anywhere. So that being the case, we're going to, which I've already mentioned, I'm going to be purchasing an external hard drive. And I'm just gonna go ahead and download it to have offline. That way, anytime we need that information, it will be readily available. If anything was to happen, we would have that backup.
Okay, great. All right. I have already got a first and second. Any further discussion on this matter? No? All in favor? Next up is the MOU for Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
So to give a little information on that, that is something that we are looking to become a part of. We have had entirely too many cases relatively close to our area that we're wanting to be a part of combating that. Corporal Griner, our school resource officer, is going to be the point of contact in that task force, assisted by other officers, including myself, with the Ellenton Police Department. Again, we want to bring that attention of seeking these offenders and bringing them to justice.
What We don't normally do this, Emma, what's your quick question?
I just want to know how you to that system.
So this is through the South Carolina Attorney General's office. And through it being a task force, it would involve us by giving us a lot more technology to combat this. So it would also open up those doors of getting more technology that would help us more effectively do that. And as of right now, there is not any task force members within that control. And we're trying to be that pivoting point to basically, be the tip of the spear.
So none in Aiken County so far?
Not at this time.
Wow.
According
Well,
to
thank
what
you for
we are
counting
trying.
on that. You know I have a heart for this, so I
Absolutely.
appreciate you,
Yes, ma'am.
really jumping on this and,
Yes, ma'am.
all right, so do I have a motion to approve the MOU for Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force?
I make a motion to approve the MOU for Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
I wanted to talk to you all about the training that you all would need for this type of thing.
Mhm.
Will all of the officers receive it or?
So any officers that will have involvement will be trained, additionally to what we already have. There will be additional training that coincide with that.
How are you gonna delegate which officers? Is it voluntary or is it?
So again, the primary individual at this point is going to be Corporal Grinder,
Right.
followed by me, but being the department head, I can't be the primary.
Right.
So that being the case, as our department does grow, we're going to further push this and hopefully involve new hires in the future. Again, being very motivated to make a positive impact on being there for these children that are victims in these crimes.
Is this just an internet-based thing or what is it?
So this is predominantly anything that involves any type of technology that can connect to the internet, any type of media that is considered juvenile-related instances.
So it's a type of database you're gonna be using, right?
Yes, ma'am. Again, through the South Carolina Attorney General's office.
Great job, Solomon. I like this. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? All right, next up is the MOU for the Wagner Police Department Law Enforcement Assistance Support Agreement. Talk to us about that, Solomon.
So, I've got a very good relationship. You remember Chief Martin attended one of our meetings about 2 months ago, I believe it was. And this is a step towards another coalition that other municipalities within Aiken County are moving forward. Again, to make an effort to empower our departments. This is going to give us the opportunity to both assist them, and on the other side of it, they'll be able to come assist us, whether it be at our Atomic City Festival. If there's a major emergency, we'll be able to assist one another. Again, creating more resources that are relatively available at not so far down the road. And I've got something I'll mention a little bit later, but this is a pivotal moment that we can assist them. As you very well know, I know we're short too, but with their manpower being as limited as it is, and being able to step in and assist them, again, doing the right thing, I know moving forward will come back to us in need.
I was reading over this, and it seems to be that they would have to initiate you joining them to.
So they would have to call on us. It wouldn't just be we just respond.
Right.
They would request for us to respond. Again, taking that initiative that if they've got a major emergency going on, if they have, God forbid, a tornado touchdown, it would give us that mutual aid or memorandum of understanding is another term for it, to be there for our, brothers and sisters in Wood, as well as their community as well. Again, that is what our ultimate goal is, to help those that need our help.
And then again, it'll give you permission to call them.
Exactly.
If you need
Yes,
assist.
ma'am. And, we've got a very good working relationship with the sheriff's office. I don't know if y'all recollect, but when we did our Christmas parade, we leaned on the fire department heavily. So instances like that for our Atomic City Festival, we would be able to call them in and they would be able to assist us with that when the sheriff's office wouldn't be able to. So again, it gives us more resources that we can utilize in our times of both emergency as well as special events.
With this agreement between the two of you, will y'all be able to assist each other in the training, some training that goes on?
So that's something I'm gonna bring up here a little bit later. I'll be able to go into a little bit more detail whenever it comes back around for my turn.
Okay. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the MOU Wagner Police Department Law Enforcement Assistance Support Agreement?
Make a motion to approve the law enforcement assistance support agreement.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right, and the last one for new business is the approval of continuing with the BCBS insurance for employees. That's Blue Cross and Blue Shield, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Double check. So, do I have a motion to approve continuing with Blue Cross and Blue Shield insurance for employees?
So move.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
I didn't know if anybody wanted any more questions or if they read it all through and felt pretty comfortable with it.
That's right.
You got any questions?
All in favor? All right, now we're gonna go on to department updates. First up is administration. What you got for us tonight, Lynn?
Okay. I know you keep hearing this, and I'm tired of talking about it. Code of ordinances. We hit a little snag with one little issue that we're trying to work on and get a little better understanding of it before we send out the full and complete packet to the publisher, but we are just about there. It's just one of those things. So we're just about there. We're out almost at the finish line. Let's put it that way. For the demo project, title searches are still being worked on. The environmental review has been completed, and we are now in a comment period. There's a posting outside in the city hall, as well as at several other locations, post office, the CPW. There's a comment period that's also on our website. The comment period will be open until June 5th. The full review assessment is in the office here at City Hall or available on our website. It's a very long environmental assessment if you want to read the whole entire thing. It's under the administration page on our website. But all comments must be in writing and sent to this office by June 5th of 2026. Once that's complete, we can move forward with the project and requesting our funding and all of that. As I have stated to you all, I am still waiting on a few more numbers for the budget to be complete. I hope that we can have the first reading before June 15th meeting and the second reading before June 30th to be able to complete the 15-day publishing time period. Just so look for an email. Hopefully nobody's going to be on vacation the first week of June. That's probably going to be close to where it's going to be. Trying to get that email. And when are you going to be gone, Ashley? No, okay. well, I might work it in the week before, or it might be 1 week after, but we'll get it in there somewhere. Did want to let you know that the auditors, they're apologizing for the audit, which is taking a lot longer than we expected, but then again, it's not really that unexpected because they're new auditors, the CPW has new auditors. You know, the CPW, as I told you, the CPW has had to have a single audit done this year for their federal funding, so that takes a little bit longer, a little extra work. So I'd emailed today, but I did not hear back, so just making sure that we've turned everything in that they needed from us. So hopefully, in the next few weeks, I'm not sure if CPW, do you know, Carter, whether or not CPW's audit has come in yet?
I think they did it close.
Okay. So hopefully, once theirs gets in, all they got to do is just put in some sheets and they're done. Tomorrow morning, we've got a 11 o'clock meeting with the contractors for a pre-con meeting for the final project to get underway at the wastewater treatment plant. That's the spray field project. So that's the pre-con meeting tomorrow morning. That'll get started. You have in front of you the New Ellenton Commission of Public Works put out a memorandum today on the fact that we are in a severe drought status. And this is not what the Commission of Public Works wants to do. They have to do this. This is something, and the reason why I know this is because I'm on the drought committee for the state. We have been looking at this, and it's been it's difficult. We are in a very, very bad drought, severe drought. The entire state, every county in our state is in a severe drought. If you look at the U.S. Drought Monitor, in some places it's worse than others. We have had the last, I think I said earlier, September to April was the second driest of those months on record, ever, that they have had record of. So I know that people have asked whether or not, if they're on wells, if they can just skip this and not worry about it. And yes, they won't get fined if they're on a well, but we need to make sure that people understand how serious this is. Our rivers and our streams are drying up. Our groundwater wells are starting to dry up. We need rain. And yes, we've gotten a little rain. We need at least 12 to 14 inches to catch up. And we haven't gotten there. And it's going to take us a while to get there. We're in a very serious situation, and it's not just us, it's Georgia. Florida has at least gotten some of the rain back, thankfully, but Georgia's in it. I think Alabama, a good bit of Alabama, southern Alabama is in it. The middle section of Alabama is in it too. So, unfortunately, we need a tropical system to come in. I don't want to say that because we don't necessarily want the bad weather, but we need the rain desperately. So, ask your neighbors to please conserve water as much as they possibly can, because it's going to really affect us long term if we don't. So that's something I wanted to mention.
How are we getting this? How are they getting this out to the
That's what I was
public?
going.
They're putting it on their website. I've got it on our website. The DNR is putting it out as much as they possibly can. It's on the news.
Okay, it is.
Yes. And they are talking to the governor's office. I don't know where he's going to be starting to talk, and because at some point the governor may start making some decisions about mandatory water restrictions, but I don't know how soon that will be and when. We're going to be meeting again later this week, so it's a serious situation. Yeah, they want us to limit limit landscape watering and all that, so,
It's kind of voluntary yet, isn't
no, it's
No,
mandatory.
you can do fines on there.
It's mandatory now.
it? It was suggested last month.
Yeah, it's mandatory now, because we're in severe drought status. And we only have one more drought status in South Carolina, one more to go. And we're not there yet, but we could be soon if we don't get any more rain, get enough rain. So I just want people to understand this is very serious. We haven't had this kind of drought in a very long time. I think the last one might have had a pretty bad one in the early or mid 2015, 2016, something like that, and then early 2000s, 2002, 2001, something like that. So anyway, okay. I think that's all I had for administration. Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a timeline kind of in between for the ordinance? Which is,
We have just about everything ready to go back to the publisher. We have one section that we are trying to figure out what we can do with it, because it has to do with all of the building codes and what we just finished with the county. And we're trying to see what can be updated, or what has to be updated completely, and what we may have to do some ordinances here with the city council. I'm just not real sure exactly what we've got to have in there, and we're just trying to find exactly where we got to go with this. And it's a little bit more difficult than just saying, yes, you got to go this way, no, you got to go this way. So, but everything else is ready to go. And it's just I've got a listing of all the changes, all the updates we've made, and it's pretty much ready. And it won't take any time, I think, for them just to go ahead and do it. But it has been a bit of well, yeah, it's just been a large project, and unfortunately, it's just something that, I mean, when you haven't done this since 1980 something, there's a lot that hasn't been updated. And even though ordinances have been passed, when you take something that was codified back in 1980 something and then you try to recodify it now, that's 40 years of not doing something. It takes a lot. But we're going to get it done, because that's one thing I'm determined. I'm hoping that we're going to, I mean, it'll be done. I know it will be done.
it's just urgent, we really need to get that established as soon as possible. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Next is Chief Callis.
Good evening. I apologize for getting a few minutes late. Ran over a little bit of work today. I do have a few notes here to go over with y'all. First and foremost, very excited to announce we received the mini pumper, the second truck of that two-order deal. We got it back on May the 6th, so it's in the process of getting all the equipment and everything put on that. We're going to pick it up June the 8th. I've already mentioned, it's going to be on display at the Firefighter Association Convention in Myrtle Beach that week, the 10th through the 13th. With getting the May check, with only one check left in this year's budget, we're looking at about a shortfall of $30,000 on this year's expected revenue. $20,000. Right now we're about $30,000 short, but June is around $8,200 for a 3-year average. So I'm looking at about $22,000 shortfall. The good thing with that is though, that we paid off the tanker and the Station 4 in the last couple of years. And I left that money in our debt service line item right now because of the other truck that we have on order that should be in about 18 months. So we are in great shape to transfer, and I think I'm lowballing this, to be honest with you, probably about $150K over into our LGIP account come June 30th. So we are in great shape, although it looks like the revenue is going to be a little short. We have the SRS exercise tomorrow with Savannah Riverside Fire Department. They're doing a big training exercise on site tomorrow. That's going to include a lot of their field employees from the fire department being tied up on a mock drill in the area, and then they're going to have basically a convalescent ambulatory call. Their ambulance is going to leave and then be involved in an accident. So I've actually got a couple there tonight. Let's have a meeting over in Jackson to go through this, and it's going to take place on one road. If you go through the red light here at 278, you be off to the right, that's one road that takes you over to 125 over to Jackson. So we are going to participate with that in the morning, and that leads me into Chief Scott and I have talked a few times. They have come to us when we requested them. We used to have a really, I was taught short of calling it an automatic aid with them, because we always had to have our county dispatcher to ask their dispatcher, and then the battalion chief had to get approval for the crew to leave and that sort of stuff. But Chief Scott comes from the volunteer world. He knows how vital during the daytime extra crew can be, and they would send 3 men in the truck instead of 2 men in the truck from the moving side. They would send a three-man crew on the ambulance. They would send a battalion chief, and they would also send an ambulance. So we would get like 5, minimum 5, not 6 people with them if we had something during the day and we called them. So that is definitely something that not only New Mountain but Jackson is working with Savannah Riverside on. I'm working on a couple of items. I really wouldn't call it capital outlay items, but just a couple of wants and needs. We need to get a backup generator at 2 of our substations. I do have one quote. I was hoping to have a second one for tonight, but I don't. And then I'm actually having a hard time even having somebody show up and come look at the stations to get a third. So that's one thing we want to do. I do have one already. It's right at $11,125. That's for one. We want to do one at Station 3 and now at Station 4. All these substations have electrical doors, so if power goes out there, they're heavy, very difficult, and because of them being heavy, they are on a, the chain is on a very, I don't know how you describe that, but the gear itself, I mean, you can just sit there and kind of pull like this, and about after 4 pulls, it finally moves about 2 inches, and sit and pull and pull and pull, because the door being heavy, so, working on that. Working on, unfortunately, I hate to say this, with the wind, talk about the drought and everything. One of the very first things that we took out at headquarters, when we got headquarters up there, was all of our irrigation and nice landscape and stuff like that. And we don't have any irrigation up there. We basically got a bunch of weeds, especially now that it has been so dry. It's something that I don't have working with the new budget. But because of how we look on funds, I didn't know if it was something, if we look at come fall time on working on budgets, if it was something that I need to show as carry forward funds, go ahead and transfer it over and transfer it back if and when we want to, we can talk sidebar if you want to. But it's 3 items, the sod up there, landscape at headquarters, the generators, and looking to do a little bit of add-on for some storage down here at Station 2 and be able to put a brush stuff down. We need to add about a 6 foot by 10 foot scenario where we can just have a little bit more room to back the truck in. Lastly, I've already talked about the money, but the good thing with all that is I did finally last week receive, this was a reassessment year for Macon County, so it took a little bit to get everything from the tax inspector's office. The good thing is the cover sheet and estimated projected revenue is $33,000 more than what I projected in the upcoming FY '27 budget. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to revise anything. I'm going to leave it like it is right now. I've done that a few years ago, and it really helps to make sure that we didn't get on that point and get to where we're maybe $15,000 or $20,000 under. And that's what happened 5 years ago with the reassessment year too. I didn't add in that extra, and from this point I'll just kind of add in historical data from our growth. So last couple of years I might have got a little zealous and added in just a tad bit, a little too much growth. But again, where we're at financially, we're in great shape. So we can, this was going to be the right year for us to come in at $20,000 or $25,000 underestimated revenue we are. So, any questions? I think that's it. Thank you for your time. Any questions?
I think it's very important that you, with the generators, that's something I want to talk about later today, and we're actually working to find generators too, so any information I get, I'd be happy to share with you too. We need you out there.
Yes, ma'am.
There's so much everything going on. Can't get out of the station. What good are you,
Yeah,
right?
you just never know if a major road's blocked or something, and you need to make sure you get something from, ISO, and you have substations for a reason, because that's where you're supposed to, within that close vicinity, that's where you're supposed to learn to call from and stuff, so.
It's an emergency. You're gonna get that truck out one way or another, and so that means you need a generator, or you're gonna bust through that
That's
door
right,
if you
that's
get
right.
that frustrated with the pulling down.
You're right, Madam Mayor, it wouldn't take much to do enough damage, and we could pay for $10,000 generator.
But right, because that door is probably gonna cost you just as much as that generator's gonna cost you. I mean, so,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, thank you.
Thank
So-
you.
All right. It's your time, Chief Solomon. I heard you got a lot for me. Okay.
Alright, so since our last meeting on May 18th, there's been a total of 16 incident reports completed. There's been 96 calls for service, with at least 25 assisting other agencies. There's been a total of 18 citations issued and 5 warnings issued. There have been 2 arrests made and 2 collision reports completed. So I will say there has been a decrease in traffic citations due to the calls for service, and again, trying to prepare all of these other extravagant things that were mentioned earlier. So as you know, we had the old Civic Center tested for asbestos. We are currently looking for grants to assist in the removal and proper disposal of that asbestos that we can move forward and utilize for the police department after remodeling minimally. We do have Cadet Andrews that was hired not last Monday, May 4th. He began his pre-academy 4 weeks online training this morning. I think that he's done an extravagant job so far, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's going to do great things here. As you very well know, we used to have the DARE program. I have Corporal Grinder enrolled from July 6th to the 17th for the DARE program that will certify him as a DARE officer, that we can continue making that effort in creating drug-free youth inside of Greendale Elementary. So to follow up your question about training, there is a MOU that is currently being prepared with numerous other municipalities referencing a training agreement, giving more consistent training that we will get our officers better prepared for calls for service, as well as our officers to more regularly be trained on mandatory training topics, raising their proficiencies, doing an absolute better job. To go into more details of what I'm referring to there, myself, Burnetttown, Jackson, Perry, Sally, and Wagner police departments are discussing possible interagency training cooperation agreement. Basically, it's going to be a voluntary participation type situation that we can come together We just got with Burnetown Police Department on Saturday and did a joint training effort with all of the aforementioned agencies. That was driver's training, it was precision training that you go through an obstacle course, you've got to think on the fly, again, focusing on those skills that's going to make them safer responding to these calls for service. So that's just a step towards that. Again, me being a firearms instructor, they have a firearms instructor. We're going to do some more firearms training with all of us again later. But we're in the process of creating an MOU for that as well. The last thing I want to go over is just a reminder, June 26th, we're having our night out event. Chief Kellens and I are discussing some logistics of that. But we are looking to have everybody come join us from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It will be ending in a fireworks display that I think everybody's going to be quite happy with. We're going to be grilling hot dogs, chips and drinks. We are still accepting any sponsorships from the public, whether it be businesses, personal, anonymous. We're more than happy to accept. Again, this is an event that is all about giving back to our community, and most of all, building those relationships and ensuring that our community knows who their first and second responders are. Yes, it's a Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. We're going to have quite a list of people there. Again, referring to second responders, Red Cross is going to be there. Again, for the aftermath of these emergencies. We're also going to have the medical helicopter from Wellstar. It's supposed to be here. Chick-fil-A is going to be in attendance, and we are working on the Veterans Coalition that utilizes the community center on third Friday. They want to be a part of that. Again, this is for the community. It's not just about the police department. We're just getting everything together. But ultimately, like I said, this is about investing in our community and giving back.
Good job. I have some contacts that I've been working through at Crime Central because it is free, and police need resources for when you have interactions with individuals in our community. So I can work with you to give you some other contacts for resources that we may can bring in for that, like alongside the Red Cross and those others.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Is that all you got for me?
Yes, ma'am. That's all I have at this time.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, Jason, streets, roads, and sewer.
I don't have anything really new. I'm good.
Nothing. All right. How's the new employee doing?
They're doing great.
Good. Good. That's right. Heard one of them was an electrician. Plus, good job. That's
Great
plus.
incentive.
I like that.
Great incentive, Jason.
Yeah, I love that. I mentioned something about something electrical, and he's like, well, Jason's man's electrical. So I'm like, okay, let's have a look at him. All right. Parks and Rec, James.
No big updates. Spring sports just ended. We'd like to start fall sports, football sign-ups, cheer sign-ups. We partnered with the Palmetto Football League, so next year we'll also have football in the spring, 2 opportunities there. Lynn does have a list of a couple projects that she has a quote for there in the park that she's going to most likely be getting approval over the next couple months. Other than that, no movement.
All right. When does registration start for the fall season?
We're trying to get out in this week.
Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. 75th anniversary celebration. 75 years for our new Ellenton.
Brady's couldn't be here tonight, but she's given me a couple of things to report on. First of all, we want to talk about several events that are happening. We have the pop-up market that's coming again on June 6th. So you all should have gotten that flyer this last week. From the 7 to 11. We're going to try that again. So June 6th will be the pop-up market. Of course, Mr. Neva's gonna have the Juneteenth event. It's also, you should also have gotten a flyer for that too, and it's also on the website. So we have several events coming up, this next month. We do have several sponsors already for the Atomic City Festival. Golden Ivy Realty, SRS, Hometown Heroes, and All Stars Tents and Events. We've received about $4,900 so far for the festival already in sponsorships. You should have also seen this. This year's festival, we will have our 75th anniversary logo contest. This is going out tomorrow if no one sees anything or has any problem with it, but we have attached the flyer for that. We're still waiting on a couple of grants that we had applied for, so we're just kind of waiting for those. Hopefully we will be hearing on those pretty soon. So we won't have anything to announce on that yet. But we're going forward with this logo contest. We're really excited about that. We think that's going to hopefully bring in some more people and, you know, more activity for this. And so that will be on our website tomorrow and out in Facebook world and everywhere else. We're going to try to get it out to the community and everything. So also, hopefully, everybody has seen that we have put the banners back up for Memorial Day for this month. And we added one more banner for this time. We're going to try to get together with the Hometown Heroes and try to promote that a lot during the festival and see if we can't get a few more sold and put up. And we put them back up at Veterans Day in November. So that's all I have for her.
Are you always taking applications?
We're always taking applications, yes. We just promote it as much as we can on certain, you know, time of year, but I mean, we're always taking applications. So if anybody has one to bring in, you know, we can take them here, or we can get them in touch with Miss Linda, who takes them, or send them over to Booth County, Aiken County, who takes them online too. So.
Lynn, do you have any update on the project, the art project for the 75th anniversary?
No, ma'am. That's why I was saying I haven't heard anything from those grants, and so I don't have anything to announce on that yet.
Okay.
I was hoping to have something to announce, but I don't. So.
All right, we're going to move to comments from mayor and council. I'll go ahead since I'm first on here and give you a few updates. Tina's been great about telling you a lot that's going on at South Central. I would say the food distribution, the need for food is just really increasing. Not here just in Ellenton, Mercy Church I know has increased. Several of the other, I'm sure yours has also, and we're seeing people that's never needed this before. We are working hard to find avenues to bring food to our community, and we do have several. And Tina did mention a few. I've got a few more things I do want to say about that because, like she said, on Wednesday we are doing the regular food distribution. And then Thursday is summer harvest. I just kind of want to reiterate that so people hear, and then we can get the word out. So help us get the word out to parents out there, individuals that have children. That is who it's for. It's not for the seniors. And of course, the seniors that have children, we want them to come out. If they're raising their grandbabies or their children, we want them to come out because this is strictly. Golden Harvest is working this is kind of like a summer feeding program, and I know there's other programs. We've got one that's been advertised that they're starting here, but this one is, what they're starting is they have been, they're going to come out, and it's only a one-time event, so if you miss coming, we're not going to have it back in New Ellenton again this year. They hope to increase it to more times. This will be the time, and it is going to be Thursday, right here and we're doing it at the farmer's market. We're working with Chief Solomon. Me and Chief got out, we kind of mapped out the route, how that's gonna work with the distribution. They're bringing in the Golden Harvest trucks, they're gonna bring, dropping the pallets down, and we are going to be dishing out food. We still need volunteers to help, giving them clipboards, helping, fill out the forms. And so anybody that'd like to come out and assist with that, they're gonna be dropping the pallets and coming in at 3 o'clock. We will be opening it up and distribution will start at 4 p.m. They'll only go to 6, okay? We do have, we know that is during the time that SRS is gonna be flying through New Ellington, so we have worked together to try to find a good route that will work well so that when they leave, we're not blocking all of this, we're not having a line coming off of Highway 19, and we want them to go out at the light. So we're looking at the safety measures for that too, because we don't know how big this is going to be. But we do ask that you all help get the word out for the families in our community. This Thursday, from 4 to 6. And if you'd love to come out, I'd love to have you, anybody's assistance that can come out. Of course, we're doing the seniors. Now, seniors is a lot of fun. Just Geneva come and joined us last time. We had so much fun. Yeah. If you're younger than whatever you think the senior age may be, we don't mind. Come on in and join us. Come play some bingo with us. We've got good prizes. We have some snacks and stuff, and it's just a good time to just fellowship and get to meet the people in our community. It's a great opportunity there. They also, the ones that have signed up right now, unfortunately, the funding is just not there for food right now. It's very low. It's struggling. We're seeing those food things less and less. But, they're delivering and donating less to us. So I just want the community to know that we see the need. We see the community's need for food, and we are always available. My number is out there. If you need food, we do not want anybody in this community to go hungry. So please reach out. That being said, I don't have to wait to those days to distribute. You need food, I will come to you. I will meet you there. So you do not have to wait for just those food distribution days. I think that's important just because we see the need. But here's another exciting one. I have been asked to step in and handle this farmers market voucher program for all of Aiken County. So this is just not for New Ellington. This is all of Aiken County. And this year, they have been doing this for years, but this year we are bringing the distribution right here to New Ellington. So we will have, that way the seniors don't have to try to go to Aiken or to get their vouchers. What I wanted to do with this is I wanted to make sure that the smaller communities, because smaller communities like us seem to get left out of a lot of different things. Everything seems to happen with this type of stuff a lot. It usually happens in Aiken. So I wanted to bring that to our community. So our residents, senior residents, can come and meet us at our community center here from June 18th from 10 to 2, and we will be dishing out $50 vouchers to all the seniors in our community. There is a limited amount, but I feel very confident that we will be able to not only service our area here, but service the surrounding areas. We'll be in Wagner, we'll be in Graniteville, and we will also be going to Aiken. But we want to make sure that we take care of the people. Yes, ma'am.
What, when you said 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Is 2018 just for like this for New Ellington?
No, you can go to anyone. So say if somebody that lives in Aiken or Jackson or anywhere, they can come here. We just wanted to make sure that we had a convenient location because unfortunately the senior buses and all that do not come to New Ellington. So we wanted, so they don't pick, there's some transportation things they're working through. So we wanted to make sure the residents of New Ellington had, something that was convenient for them. instead of them trying, they may not be able, they may not have transportation to get to that Aiken location. So we wanted to bring it right here in the community. Is that 10 to 2? Yes, ma'am. Community center, right over here. All right. Today I had a meeting in Columbia, and we've been doing a lot of communication around the city, different ones of us, about emergency preparedness and making sure our community is prepared. In times of disasters. I learned a lot. I saw a lot during this last hurricane we had come through when Helene. I saw how the system was working. I saw what didn't work, what was available to us as a community. I was a little saddened by a couple of different things that we say, that I just felt could have done better, and we should have been part of Aiken County. I'll just put that. We should have been a part more of Aiken County. So I've made it a point to join the emergency management team, and with some meetings, going to some meetings up there in Aiken, so that we feel a part, and that that our New Ellenton can kind of know what's going on, not just the Aiken County. We need to be part of it. We want to be part of their planning program. So there's a few things we're doing here at the city that we're looking into and working toward, but also Christ Central is going to step in and work with that. We want to help the community with that thing. The fire department, the police department, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I had to praise y'all today when I was in Columbia with all this. I said, because they were talking about the needs. What is needed in a time of disaster? People, water, parks, food, blankets. A lot of different ones were saying, we need tools, we need chainsaws. Well, I honestly don't feel that I need to build a team at Christ Central, because we have such an amazing fire department that y'all just jumped up, stepped in, and y'all cleared those roads. You didn't hesitate, you didn't work. So y'all got that. Y'all got that great. And yes, we could use more assistance out of the community, but not only did y'all step up, our community, people in our community stepped up to help. So it wasn't just our fire and our police department. But there's things we want to make sure, we want to help in the resources at Christ Central. So there's and not just us, but there's other. I think people are realizing that we need to be prepared throughout the state. So there's a lot of chatter everywhere about emergency planning. I'm sure you have it with the police department for certain training things. You have it with fire. So I also just want to know that Christ Central wants to help with that. So we're working towards being a distribution center of getting those needed things out there. And also I wanted to share that one of the local churches here, Former Memorial, is working towards getting a shelter here in our community so people don't have to go outside of our community. So I think as all of us working together as a team, we're going to be better prepared than other towns. We pray that it never happens to us again. It felt like a fluke it coming in, and we got more damage than a lot of the coast. But I think it's a time we need to prepare with things going on in our country and in the world, and then the weather patterns. Come on, we have a drought going on, we're having to work. I can't ever remember a time I've had to worry about when I watered my lawn, and now all of a sudden I'm having to worry about that. So, so I just want to say that I think that's about it. I have one more thing. The micro school registration is open. So if anybody's interested, we really want to step in and help our youth. And so it is for, this first year is going to be for high school students, because we saw such a need of our youth, our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders dropping out. I'm telling y'all, I have met so many kids that have dropped out of school so close to graduating, and we need to help them with this. So we are starting the micro school here in the city, and it's going to be very small at first. It's a micro school. We don't want it big. We want to give the students a comfortable place so they can get finish out their schooling. But I also wanted to let the community know that we can also assist with GED programs, ASVAB studies and stuff to help get them into the military. So we're here to support the community. I'm here as the mayor wanting to do things that will benefit our town, and I've been blessed to be able to step into the role and at Christ Central, and that's just an added bonus. So I feel like, hey, that's my way of giving back, to not only being the mayor and trying to help the town. And I just have to say one more thing. Chief, I just want to commend and thank you for really working hard and dealing with the situation over the last few weeks with the missing individual that lives here, in our community. I am so glad and so blessed that she is found and she's safe. But I wanted to thank you for stepping in, you and your officers working through that, working with the parents. I know that how hard that must have been for them, and so thank you for working with that family to bring that young girl home. Okay? Thank you. All right, next up is Miss Elvira.
Well, this is about some grants. I know we have a lot of projects that needs funding, so I know we get the PARD grant, and I did find out if you have your staff can do some of the labor and some of the match costs you won't have to pay for the PARD grant. Okay, I reached out to some resources. You probably hadn't heard of this one too then. The CDBG, that's the block grant. Are we taking advantage of that as well?
That's what the
Okay.
demo grant is already.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, also the website is thegrant.gov, and I'm also gonna be partnering up with a few people that's nonprofit that may want to partner with the city of New Orleans to give us grants. So I was talking to some people about that today. And we want to make our park, a priority so we can upgrade it and keep it vibrant and growing. And we as council here, we want to work together and keep that, our park up, because we know we have some issues out there going on, but we're going to work on that to make our park better. So that's all I need to say about that. But I'm working with some people on some grants and stuff. So I'll be getting with you then if I can have any more questions or some information.
Thank you. I did get to experience one thing. The cameras are working.
Yes.
I want to say the cameras are working out in the park. I saw it firsthand. This past week, we had a situation with a swing missing and thought it was stolen, but I guess they just decided to put it somewhere else. And I was out at the park with Chief while we were kind of making our route out, and because he saw it on our cameras out there, that same vehicle pulled up while we were sitting out there, so he was able to address that quickly with those young children and get that taken care of. So I know there's been a lot going on with those cameras and a lot of back and forth, but hey, they did their job this time, and we got our swing back, and we are holding those kids. I think we put a little scare on them, so I don't think we'll have much more of a problem with vandalism, at least with them. And the word will get out. With them getting busted, the word will get out and spread around.
And they were encouraged to tell their friends.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because we want people to enjoy the park, and my family was able to enjoy it this weekend, so, and I do, like you said, there's improvements that need to be done, there's additions that need to be added, so we're gonna move forward and work towards that. All right, I think that is it for this evening. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Do I have a second? All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Yes.
State, Ace Hardware, so they got some pictures and stuff, they're gonna put them on the, website and stuff. Great turnout.